be started. So tonight, I'm probably going to be continuing working on this one that I've already been working on, unless you guys want me to start a new one. Because I have a brand new one in the bag that I haven't even opened yet. Nope, soldering iron isn't on. Thank you, Spoon. I've been playing with the audio levels, trying to get them to work right. Trying to get some of that background noise out, but I think I'm just going to have to get a better mic. So, what I was saying was, I can either continue on the one that I've already been working on, or start on the new one. Okay, we'll work on the one I've been working on. Okay. Let's see. I've already put those on, so I don't need those. So yeah, the big resistors, those capacitors, and I think I can't remember which resistors are which. I just know those are the 063s. So those go like that. Okay. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle soldering those ones on. Okay. 062 and 511. Okay, which resistors are which? Six two O's. No, these guys. Okay, so those ones is that batch. fun thing is going to be these diodes, because I'm not sure which way they go on. D1 is an LED, okay. 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 I already realized this is going to be a problem, so put that back up in a ponytail. So, I don't want to fight with the diodes right now at the moment. Well, I need to get them done. Here's my tweezers. Okay. So, these little guys are some light emitting diodes that I have to try to solder onto these four corners. But the thing is I got to figure out which side's positive and which side's negative, and then which side's positive and which side's negative on the board. So therein lies my fun. Not to mention, they're tiny. And I just about lost that one. I don't know if you can see that there on the tip of that tweezers. They are freaking tiny. Oh, nice. They actually have the mark on the back of them. Okay, so negative goes to that side. Okay, so negative goes to the side with the green on it. Now, I just have to figure out which side's negative on the board. Okay, let's see here. So that hooks to that. Okay, that hooks to that ring. Ring hooks to this transistor. Okay, never mind. Alright, ring is negative. Alright, so what I'm sitting here trying to do is I was trying to figure out which side of these are negative, and I managed to trace it from here down this little thing to this ring that goes around the outside. Now I'm going to put a meter on that to verify that before I actually start soldering these small little components. Speaking of which, move that one over there so I don't fling it off the desk. That's the last thing I need, is to lose one. SMD soldering, I'm finding, is very fun. Okay. Okay. And what I've just discovered is where the other negatives are. The only one I haven't found is this one. Okay. I'm gonna just make a mark on that one. Okay. Honestly, Jinx, I don't know why I even thought to try to do SMD parts. Other than, let's see if I can. I might be regretting that decision. Okay, tip. Alrighty. So, a little dab of solder down. Dink. First LED in. Yeah, it does take the right equipment to do this kind of stuff. Personally, I would have probably, for these, the 0402 packages, I might not be able to hand solder these with what I've got. But these 0805s and 1206s, which that's the size, they are actually not that bad. I just hope I didn't heat these, I just hope I don't heat these LEDs up too much soldering them. Because you can kill an LED pretty quick. Oh, you have the one that's for brazing like double-aught wire together. that's a useful thing to be able to do, Jinx. Now, I do have one of those soldering irons like that around here. That comes in handy when you're replacing a capacitor on a multi-layer board that, you know, has a big old huge copper plane right in the middle of it. And you need a lot of heat to get that capacitor out and put the new one in. That one was being stubborn and didn't want to flow. Okay. Those four are in. I'm just tinning some pads here for my next round of LEDs. And what I'm doing is I'm tinning the negative, so I know which way to point the LED when I put it on here, because of course LEDs are polarity sensitive. I prefer these little mini chisel tips like this because I can get a nice flat, but at the same time I can also, if I turn it on its side, I can get a decent point too, which my camera's not focusing on it too well. So I've got the nice flat chisel when I need a wide solder, and I got the skinny when I need a small. Now I do have some other tips sitting up there that are straight, you know, very pointy tips, which I should probably be using for SMD, but I just like that tip. I've gotten used to it, and and it's all I use anymore. It's the same deal. And it's got a little green speck on the side. I've also learned I've learned it's a good thing that I'm ambidextrous, cause LEDs everywhere. Because as you probably saw, I'm holding the LED, you know, the tweezers in my left, soldering with my right. Yeah, see, and mine is my soldering with this has mostly been this kind of stuff. But for work, it's mostly just been bonding wires together. So, you know, you've got the pigtail coming out of the back of a card reader that I solder to the wires going back to the panel. Because soldering is a much better connection than a, you know, like a crimp connection. But for that, I use a Portasol butane soldering pencil. That way I don't have to worry about electricity where I'm soldering. No, actually I shouldn't say that because with Honeywell I don't solder anything to anymore at work. Or at least not really. I mean, I had to make up a couple of modules to do some level shifting one time that I sat here and soldered them together. Okay. I don't know if it's the flux or what, but these LEDs keep sticking to my tweezers. Anybody else think that this song sounds like it should be in a SimCity game? Oh yeah, those butane ones, no heat regulation whatsoever. I mean, they've got the little dial to turn down the flame, but that just takes it from, melt through a steel door frame down to only singe it a bit. Did I have an extra one? D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, D8, D9, D10, D11. One, two, three. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they gave me an extra one. Score! Bonus parts! Oh, I'm sorry, Lady G. That's why I've been... It's Twitch, probably. That's why I've started... I post it to my Twitter, and I stick it in KB's Discord. Where did that go? So, you haven't missed much, lady. All I've been doing is taking these LEDs and mounting them to this board. They're very tiny. They're very finicky. But it's going okay so far. Jazz hands. Okay, sorry, had to do it. Yeah, really, my Twitter account, the only reason I signed up for a Twitter account was so I could retweet that KB was streaming. Now all I use it for is to tweet when I'm streaming or retweet when he's streaming. Okay, one side of those all down. Let's move the spare into a container that will hold it. Better. Probably never gonna use this LED on something else, but I know if I get rid of it, I'll need it somewhere. Okay, now time for the other side of the LED. That's actually pretty cool, Jinx. flow. Thank you. Well, if they're surface mount like these, they can be a pain, Lady G. But if they're through hole, give me just a second here. Okay. Oh, they're SMD? Okay. Because, yeah, these are the through hole. This is just a random through hole one that I grabbed. These ones are really easy to replace. The SMDs, what you're going to need is you're going to need a nice temperature controlled soldering iron. I got this one set on about 300 C. I could probably turn it down for what I'm doing because I've been doing I've been doing through hole with that. What does this thing recommend? I didn't even look. Yeah, this doesn't recommend. It just says that it needs to be a 20 to 30 watt. But anyways, yeah, you're gonna need a temperature controlled soldering iron, a pair of tweezers. I would suggest getting some solder wick braid. I picked this up. I picked up a whole kit of it off of Amazon with a whole bunch of different sizes for like, I think it was $10 for this whole thing. And then what you'll do is for the bad one, if it's still there, you'll sit here and you'll put the wick down on top of it and suck the solder out, and then until you can get the old one off. And then you'll have to figure out which side's negative and which side's positive and do the same on the LED. And then just tack down one side, put a blob of solder on one side, and then keep it hot and slide the LED in and then let it all cool and then tack down the other side. I'll show you here on a resistor because that's what's up next. So what you'll do, let me try to get this more into focus here. Once you've gotten the old one off, you'll take on one of the pads, you'll put a dab of solder. You'll take your component, and in the case of an LED, you'll have to find out which, like I said, which side's positive and which side's negative. This one doesn't matter all that much because it's a resistor. Oh, come on, come out. Sometimes they're stubborn and don't want to come out of their tape. And then what you'll do, I'm doing this one, dual-handed here. So, holding the part in your tweezers, you'll melt the blob that you put down, stick the part in it, take the heat off, and then let it cool. Now, I missed the pads on that one, so I'm redoing it here. And then, you'll take and put the blob of solder on the other side, which what I do is I put the tip on the pad, not on the component, and then just tap and then let the solder flow across to hit the device. Well, if they're already all gone, then the fun part's going to be finding out which side's positive and which side's negative. Let's see. 65 through 68. So 65, 66, 67, 68. And it was 51 through 60. 51, 52, 53, 54, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 60. That may have been a mistake to just dump all those out, but we'll see here in a second. Yeah. It's going to be a shame if you have to junk it and don't get any money, don't get what it's worth. But, if people aren't buying, it's stuck to my tip, it's stuck to my tip. looking at the circuitry on this board, we might be able to just about fire this thing up and see what these LEDs do. Because in looking at the circuitry, all these components down the sides just look like practice components. This ring and everything in the middle is the only one that seems to be doing any actual work. I missed a pad for my resistors here. Does R50 get... Yes, R50 gets one of these. Yeah, see, I use this, what is it? 0.032 diameter. You can't see it on this camera. But it's, you know, really fine stuff. And even then, they suggest the size smaller than this really for SMD, but it's all I've got, so... Yeah, Mr. Wells would probably be the better person to tell you how much a truck's worth right now. I haven't owned a truck since my 80, you know, my little F-150. But, oh crap. Oh, phew. Thought I lost the resistor there. It went flying. But I know my little F-150, I had about that many miles on it before I had to give it up. I had to give it up because it wouldn't pass emissions anymore. Yeah, Jinx, I just got used to using this fine stuff for even surface mount. I don't know, and I mean, this is the RA300 flux filled. You know, it's that rosin flux that's in the middle. Now, you know, most people will say it's a bad thing that I'm using it because it's 60-40 solder. So it's 60% lead, 40% tin. But I find the leaded stuff works better. Oh, fun. I seem to be one resistor short. I might be able to pop one of these other resistors in just to get it done, but it might blow the LED up. Yeah, this stuff I bought in a Fry's Electronics. It's the, you know, what is it? PBTN. So PB60TN40. Now I do have some of that stuff that you're talking about. It's over here. Yeah, this is tin and copper. But it didn't melt as good, so I haven't been using it all that much. Okay. European thing of, you guys started the ROH, Reduce of Hazardous Substances, didn't you? Yeah, I know because of that whole ordeal, our work had to retrain almost all of their hand assemblers for aerospace parts. Because they had all been doing it, with the leaded solder, and then when the lead-free stuff came in, their soldering wasn't passing quality checks anymore, so they all had to get trained on how to properly use lead-free solder. Okay, now I have to decide what to do here about that missing resistor. What are these supposed to be? Could possibly be one case, but let's see. Did I just put all the wrong resistors on this? Because those are 62 ohms. Yeah, those are 62 ohms. I may have just done every single one of those resistors wrong. did. I just soldered every single one of those wrong. These were the resistors that were supposed to go on there. Oops. Now comes the fun, removing the wrong ones. Two over here. So now, Lady G, you get to see how to remove SMD components. You know, Jink, sometimes those really old spools are the best. I have one in that I found in my company car that I don't know how long it's been there. But it works really well when I need to solder things together. So, removing SMD components. Again, like I said, you get your solder wick. You place it on the part, and then you put your tip over the top of the part and it sucks the solder off. Sometimes you're lucky, it sucks the part right off too. Sometimes they're stubborn. I don't know why I'm trying to save these ones, but I am. I don't even know if these would work at this point, but who knows? I'll solder them on and find out. Something told me I should have checked the value of those resistors before I started soldering them on. I'm like, nah, that'll be fine. That looks like the right ones. So the moral is, kids, measure before you solder if you're unsure. Yep, some of the solder mask came off on that one. Very true, Jinx. Yeah. I'm just like, oh, hey, yeah, these look right. But there's always that, like, nagging feeling in the back of your mind that you're like, I should check this. And I didn't listen to that little voice in the back of my head. I got so many of them in there, you know. Solder wick getting hot. I care a little about my gas mileage either, Mike, but... Or, well, that's because work pays for it. Almost got all these desoldered. Last one. I like that, Jinx. My personal favorite always was, "You're just jealous because my voices are talking to me and not you." Okay. Hopefully I won't need that again tonight. Okay. I'm actually going to clean up those pads some more. Yeah, they're actually fine. They do have some gunk on them. So for those wondering, that bottle is just some isopropyl alcohol. And this is an old toothbrush. Yes, I know. It's supposed to be anti-static if you're doing this kind of thing. But you know what? I do this all the time and I have yet to fry a chip with my old toothbrush. That up to a fan to blow off any of the fumes so I don't light the thing on fire here. And start re-tinning. That one's still got some. That one, a part of the resistor got left behind. Same with this one. There we go. Same here, Jinx. Now, when I used to do two-way radio work, yes, I would wear the anti-static wristband on the bench when I was doing this kind of, when I was doing board level repairs. Never surface mount though. John always did those. Yeah, you know what? While I'm at it, got that pile of resistors there. Might as well get them out of my way. So yeah, what I'm doing right now is all those resistors I pulled off, I'm putting them where they're supposed to go, so I don't get them mixed up. I hope you were joking, Mr. Wells. I'm trying to think of the single most expensive item I've ever held. I mean, I've carried $36,000 worth of parts on my truck before. That's not hard to do. But single part, most expensive one, has probably got to be it was a microwave link for Buncombe County, North Carolina, and their radio system. It was 24 audio channels multiplexed, along with 2 dedicated 54 megabits per second Ethernet channels. Each unit cost, what was it, $6 grand? Oh, I bet not, Jakes. I don't even know if they do cash on delivery here anymore in the States. Sliding off the edge of the table there. Or, well, off the edge of the camera. Keep having to remind myself that the work area is up here, not right in front of me. Otherwise, you guys can't see all what I'm doing. Black on blue is not easy to see. closed, solder down, and then let me solder the other side and see how well we did. Well, Mr. Wells, when the bank's computer crashes, what are you going to do for your money until they get it fixed? And what's the guarantee that all those little ones and zeros are still going to be there in your bank account? I always keep some cash on hand just in case. Let's see, I think the most expensive portable thing I own, truthfully, my wife just drove it to church about almost 2 hours ago. It's the van. But second most expensive thing. I don't do portable much. yeah, for a handmade saddle, that is not very expensive at all. Well, Jinx, I don't know if you've ever seen the commercials for him, being in Germany and all, but I'm on a carrier called T-Mobile, and as long as you sign up for 2 years of their service, this phone was $57 a month for 2 years. Let's see if I soldered those resistors together any good. Evidently not. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job on soldering those recovered resistors, but they might be the bad resistors too. Let's see if I can get something to happen on this. Now, does this... Doesn't tell me what the voltage is. So I'm going to start with 3.3 volts, and if that doesn't light them, then we'll try 5. But this may go bang. Well, it's doing something. Let me tack on a couple of wires so you guys can see. Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Never mind. I just saw steam flashing down there in the corner. Thought maybe somebody sent something to me. Let's see. I'll just pull that down here for a second. And remove the wiring on it. Only because I'm too lazy to go find other little wires. Yeah, I know it's more expensive when you buy them on contract like that, Jinx, but I didn't have the, what was it, $600 that they wanted for one up front. Okay, couple of test leads tacked on there really quick. Okay, so we got a little blinking LED in the middle. We got 4 on the outside that are solid and 1 that's there. Now, I don't know what this is supposed to do, if anything. I had assumed that this clock would have built up a ring around here. So we might have to troubleshoot this board. Fun times. This one I wish I had a bench top multimeter. Oh, wait. It might just not be enough voltage. There we go. It didn't like me because I was only feeding at 3.5 volts instead of 5 because, like I said, the instruction manual didn't say. That is kind of annoying. It washes out the camera. But it does a thing. No, that doesn't, Jinx. So I built the thing. It blinks. Honestly, Lady G, the description just said put it together and power it up and you'll find out what it does. This is evidently what it does. Because this kit is just for practicing soldering and stuff. It wasn't really for any purpose other than to practice soldering SMD parts together. Guess the next thing I should do is I should start soldering these other devices on. Yes, Mr. Wells, I have fixed broken laptops in the past. Mostly it's when the power connector goes bad, and you have to fix that. But then there's others that don't get fixed. Where did it go? I might have already tossed it out. Yeah, it looks like I already threw it away. I had a tablet that got water in it because my daughter threw up on it, and yeah, it's toast. I don't know if I could do that, Jinx, because this is a very simple circuit. We have a 555 timer in an astable multi-vibrator configuration that is generating the pulse that you see on this LED right here. And then that is going to the, I believe this is a shift register. What is that? It is a... That made it worse. My magnifying glass is dirty. I could, in theory, do that. All I'd have to do is hook it up to one of the outputs of the Arduino, because that is, you know, the output of the Arduino is 5 volts, and that's what this thing's running on. Although I do already have a lot of stuff going on Arduino Bot. Oh, see, Spoon, I would put a thing on it where it would only trigger once for X amount of seconds. It wouldn't keep adding to it every time you said my name. Okay, much better. Okay, so there's a Texas Instruments 16 DN B WY CD 4017 BM. Okay, I think it's the CD 4017 part number that we're looking for here. that's a shift register or what that is. CD 4017. Yep, it's a CMOS simple counter. So yeah, what they're doing is they're taking the 555 timer in that multi-stable vibrator configuration, putting it into the clock, and then each one of the output pins is going to the ring around it, and then these four are on the carry out pin. So yeah, not an easy way to control it with an SPI bus or anything like that, but since it's CMOS, all you'd have to do is drop power to it and then trigger power to it and it starts. So that was actually kind of fun to build. And I've got a second one because they sent me two. I ordered them off of Amazon and I got two in the I got two in the package. So I wonder what color this one is. That one had a red dot on the bag. And this one's got a blue dot. So I'm almost wondering if the LEDs in the middle are blue on this one. But it's the same exact circuit board, so. Pretty much, Jinx. You know, if I wanted to get fancy, I've got that little matrix there that I can play with, and some 8 segments displays. Trying to see if I've got anything else hidden down in here. I have an RFID card reader in this mess somewhere. The other thing too is, you know that clock that's sitting in front of Arduino Bot? That's not really its clock. The real clock is much more boring. I do have an interesting little upcoming project that I want to start eventually. Which ones are these? Tri-station. It's going to involve let's see, that is 20 serial shift registers, and this is a bag of 600 LEDs. You can kind of guess what I'm going for there. I'm going to build one of those little LED cubes. I just haven't gotten around to starting it yet. That LED cube is going to take a bit to get to put together, though. if I wanted to create a scrolling billboard of things, I have a whole bunch of these that I just randomly picked up. And then I even have this little module. I haven't played around with this one yet, but it's got this little module on here that you solder to, pin for pin. And now this thing can now be controlled by the I2C bus. See where my nanos went. Yes, Jinx, eventually I want to build a RGB one that I can control like that. Jinx will probably most definitely recognize these. I don't even... I found out that there's a library for the Arduino that allows me to attach... I don't think I can do the double-sided, but I can attach the single-sided Sims to an Arduino and have extra RAM. And it's getting to the point on Arduino Bot that I might have to do that, because the IDE is yelling at me saying, you've got 25% RAM available. That can cause instability issues. Again, another project that might be done on stream. Probably done on stream. Actually, those are older than the DDRs. Those are Sims. Those are like out of a 486. Empty. Okay, so that can all go in the trash. That board went together a little quicker than I thought. Let's see, let me check on something, because I have a couple of more items coming. Let me check on their shipping status here. right. Let's see here. Okay, so the plug-in power supply for my next little project coming in was... The label was printed. Other than that, nothing's happened with it. But that one's coming out of Roland Heights, California. Let's see. And the other two are coming on the slow boat from China. Yay, they got shipped out of the Chinese warehouse instead of the US one. So do you guys want to see what my next project is coming out of our first stream? Obviously, I might put the other one together another night, but... Okay, give me a second here, Spoon. Let's see, where are you? Window capture. Interesting little doodle today. So, I've actually been thinking about that, Jinx, that it might be easier. But, so this is what I'm getting, and I'm getting the blue one. Comes complete with a case and these LED matrices. But this is coming about because my church said they wanted a little mini clock to sit back by the computer that I run. And so I said, yeah, I'll pick one up for dirt cheap, and you know, I figured why not solder it together on stream. But yeah, this is the one that is sitting in front of Arduino Bot, but they were out of stock when I went to order. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, this website, I mean, for these cheap little kits, they're not that bad. Because I mean, look, it's, you know, $6 for that little clock. But this soldering practice, let's see, was it this guy that I wanted to see? I think it might have been. Yeah. This is why I wanted to practice doing the surface mount soldering. Because I have to do, you know, put that together. Or, oh, I think it was actually this one that I was looking at. And my internet doesn't like me when I'm surfing the web and streaming at the same time. But yeah, this one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But it's also going to be a lot of soldering. I haven't ordered it yet, but it's in my wish list. Hang on a sec. Wink. Okay, it's not letting me log in. Why is it not letting me log in? because I was using the wrong password. Okay. I don't even know if I'm still online. My preview has stopped on my dashboard. But yeah, so there's just, you know, a few things that I've just thrown in my little wish list here. Like, I may get into some audio stuff. I have this, but I don't get to build it myself. I kind of want to build it myself. If you're in the market for little Arduino Nanos, these things are dirt cheap and they work great. But yeah, just some of the things I'm wanting. You know, I see them on here and I throw them in this list, so I gotta go in here and clean it out again. Oh yeah, and possibly doing some different lighting around here. I'll close that out before you get to see any of my porn. I kind of want to put the other one together now. I have a while. So we'll just set that one up there. Although if I do put this one together, I don't know if I have anything next week to solder together. My son left Minecraft open over here, and it started raining. Trying to think if there's anything else for me to do right now. I have to find those nanos because I want to play with. And here comes the kids.
Hello, are you still streaming?
Yes, I am still streaming.
What he was saying. Here comes Mikey.
Oh, this is the other thing that I might use for my LED cube that I haven't played around with yet. So these are an interesting little chip, and that they're I squared, or I forget if they're I squared C or if these are straight serial. I'd have to look up the spec sheet again. But there are 16 inputs or outputs controlled with 2 wires. So, you know, I got, 16, that's 64 outputs. Yes, my son is playing with the lighting.
Like little light. We have a little light, so he's playing with it. We're playing all day. Just stay at night.
You know what?
What?
Yep, it's a box full of stuff.
Pop.
I do have a bunch of 555 timers around, and yeah, but no. Yeah, my video preview died on my dashboard, so I give up on that thing. But what I was thinking, one, I need to refill my glass of water. 2, I know Spoon just recently gifted me Hand of Fate. I could play that for a little while. So I'm going to be right back. might be my end too, Jinx. Because I was noticing that my preview is pretty well delayed from me actually doing stuff on screen. So I was gonna restart the stream anyways because I'm gonna be switching from creative over to playing around a little bit in Hand of Fate because I've never played it before. So, I lost my glitch. I had to save my glitch.